Hello friend, how is it going? Welcome back to Toyota Maintenance YouTube channel. You all know very well this 1997 Toyota 4RUNNER with 270,000 miles on the odometer, and it's here today not for regular maintenance, but this time there is a problem. So I have started it up. Hopefully you can hear the hesitation. It's only for one cylinder. There's even audible hesitation in that RPM when it idles. P0304 Misfire number 4. You will probably hear it better here. Becomes quiet. You see the shake. The engine is shaking a lot. Now, what could be causing this problem? And basically, this is what's going on. And I will go statistically the way these problems occurs. So, we will need fuel, air and spark for that cylinder and that combustion run correctly. Statistically, it will be either bad wire, which is bringing the high voltage to the spark plug, which is down there. So the wires will be one of the first, or the spark plug itself. You know it needs K16 TR11s. I have one here for testing purposes, and don't forget it's that twin tip. Never put a single tip spark plugs. It's written everywhere. It says even on the engine. Look at this. It's kind of weird. They probably should have done it differently. The signage. Because it's not very easy, they did a circle and these two twin tips are barely visible. So whoever drew this was a little bit cuckoo, but he says, hey, you need to use the spark plug with two tips and not just single, which is visible here, and that's crossed. And it's written in the text, so please make sure you always put the right ones. I recommend you to these Densos K16 TR11. So spark plug or wires could be bad. Now these three wires, it's an unusual design. They are coming off three ignition coils which are hidden underneath this intake. Remove this intake pipe without damaging anything, and I will go ahead and zoom on that area which we want to study, and that will be right here. So you see three ignition coils. It's an unusual design. Normally you will have coils on every single side, but at this moment when they designed this engine you have three coils, and these coils are not only working for the spark plug which is underneath this in the tube, but they are also supplying the other side, the driver's side, with these three spark plug wires. Now we have some kind of misfire, so these are the most common items. The last but not least, it will be fuel injector, which is hidden underneath this intake. Hopefully that's not our problem. Now if you will be tracing the wire, and we said 4 is the one in the middle of the engine or valve cover on the other side. If you will trace the wires, you will find out that the number 1, and this is the number 1 cylinder, 135, number 1 coil is feeding the number 4 cylinder and the spark plug on the other side. So basically what you are doing, you are looking if the spark plug wire which is here, that blue wire, it's an aftermarket, it's not Toyota, I can see that. If it's not maybe shooting the spark, if it's not touching metal or the other wires, and you are looking at it and trying to see if there is not the electricity being shot into the body of the vehicle on the metal part or the other wires, shortening that and basically creating that problem. And this is kind of challenging to film because I need space for myself and you, and the spark plug cables are coming from the other side this way. We said this is cylinder number 2, 4 is right here, and 6 is barely visible in the back. So I'm looking still if these spark plug wires are not touching any ground. There's a ground, for example, right here. I don't see anything so far, so I will try to grab that entire boot here and pull it out. Hopefully it's not stuck. And again, I will be very interested pulling the spark plug from that number 4. So I will grab my tool right here. I will carefully squeeze it in, and let's pull the spark plug and evaluate its condition. As we said, most common are either spark plugs. Okay, it was torque good. It was not sitting loosely there or anything. Most common, it's either wires, these 3 wires, or the spark plug itself could be faulty. That's a short, these are not the long pencil ones, short thread that must be loose already. Here we are. I have a spark plug out. Let's go look at it on the bench. I'm trying my best to show you every detail as good as possible. I believe this spark plug is not the prettiest, but it's not broken. The tips are not missing or burnt off. If you compare it to my test one, which is in better condition, it's pretty comparable. Because what could happen, we are looking for some area where it could be shooting into the metal parts, which are the ground. But what we didn't examine this area yet. It could be shooting also in those spark plug tubes, because they are metal and they are grounded. Oh guys, look at it. Well, isn't this something? Right here, it's all absolutely destroyed and burned. Just being here without even removing it from the vehicle. Look at that crazy mess. Look how burnt this area, specifically here. You can see basically there must be spark shooting in that spark plug tube, which is part of the engine. This is burnt from sparking. It's flying right here. This part is clearly defective. We will be replacing them, and this will be fixing our problem. Look at it. Absolute mayhem right here. I'm very happy that this owner is so lucky, and it was one of the easy parts. If the wiring and the spark plugs were completely perfect, as we discussed, next it could be the coils, which are expensive, or fuel injectors, and on this bank they are hidden underneath the intake, and that will be very time costly to get to those, inspect them, test them, and so on. So now, after seeing the condition of the spark plug which came out, As we said, it's not the worst, but I don't know how old it is. These are very cheap. I remember in past they were like $3 or $4. I believe they are only $6 per one right now. So that will be totally, it will make sense to replace all 6 of them. We will replace these 3 wires and also the boots on the ignition coils. Let me show you what I mean with that. Here is the set of those replacement boots. Look, so this is what it is. And I just put it on those coils. So that's exactly what we removed. I already removed the old ones, and you just plug it simply in, push it in, and that's it. And somebody might wondering, the newbies, why there are all these holders. Well, all these items are there on purpose, very important, and its purpose is to separate the wires. Okay, everything is done. I think it's time for the moment of the truth. Shaking of the engine, poor Toyota when she came in the morning, that's completely gone. I love it. When she showed up today, she was limping in my shop, barely hopping and misfiring. Only a couple hours later, including filming, she's fixed and happy. I hope you guys will find this video helpful one day for your own ownership. Will help you to diagnose the misfiring on your Toyota. If you like the video, please always give it a thumb up and be subscribed, because I have way more coming your way soon. Thank you for watching and have a great day.